All right, boys. Autumn 2024 roadmap for Throne and Liberty. Throne and Liberty's arrival is imminent, with early access opening in September 26th and full launch coming on October 1st. You'll be able to explore a dynamic world, forge new relationships with guilds, and challenge an array of dangerous foes. An abundance of our exciting experiences arrive at launch, but more will soon emerge with frequent updates after our adventure begins. We know that existing fans who have been following the game's journey in Korea are curious about how we plan to update content in the supported regions, and that's what we will cover today. Find a sneak peek of our plans to weave into the Throne and Liberty after launch, and how we collaborate with NCSoft to bring updates to the regions supported by Amazon Games. All right, content or update cadence, team update approaching to releasing content. The content release cadence is one of the most important and trickiest things to get right. When we think about the open world of Silesium, we want to ensure that it feels alive by layering in fresh experiences. We have tailored our roadmap to have multiple updates each month where new content will be available for you. To continue the trend of bringing fresh experiences, we are putting an emphasis on live updates and seasonal holiday content in the world of Silesium. Don't worry, we still believe it's something particularly magical about major releases and updates to the game, especially in an MMO. To create a moment for the community to rally around, we are planning to have major releases roughly every 3 to 4 months that inject a meta shift, new major systems, or other impactful experiences. Our first major update is planned for December. Okay, boys. Approach to vertical progression. In Korea, there have been several updates and increases to player power since Throne and Liberty's initial release. These include the Tier 2 gear, the rune system, trait resonance, along with substance transformation. We want to further evaluate how players progress through their in-game journey before we determine when to release these systems. However, there are some things we can tell you now. Tier 2 gear will not be introduced with the release of the 2-star dungeons as it was in Korea. We will not release the rune system and trait resonance at the same time. Additional content. We have estimates for when... Here, I'm going to make this text bigger for us. There we go. We have estimates for when we anticipate some major updates will come to the game, but we want to take the time to identify the best opportunity and confirm it with both active player data and feedback. When able, we'll release changes that improve the overall experience without jeopardizing the player journey, such as quality of life updates, as quickly as possible. A great example of this approach is skill specializations, a feature we moved into our launch version because we felt it gave the best experience. There are some exciting pieces of content we are currently collaborating with NCSoft to release in the same window globally. The first of these will be the Halloween event. We have more surprises that will be revealed in future roadmaps. With that context, let's dive into the content arriving after launch. 10% reading skills. Okay, buddy. October will feature... First of all, that dude just followed me. That dude watched me all day yesterday. That's how he knows the 10% reading skills meme and didn't click the follow button. That is insane. You got rolled. Literally rolled. Okay. October will feature many pieces of content unlocking through the milestone system. The milestone system allows you to engage with new content at a known schedule after certain server-wide objectives have been completed. We have learned through player data and feedback that the previous pacing of the milestone system was not right for our launch. For those familiar with the pacing system from the original launch in Korea, we have significantly sped up with more pieces of content sped up when our pieces of content will unlock. Our goal is to provide a content release schedule that allows you to progress and unlock new content at a reasonable pace, regardless of how much time you dedicate to the game. Oh, that means probably time-gated content. That probably means time-gated content, guys. We want to strike a balance where active players don't feel held back while simultaneously not overwhelming other players. Okay. Additionally, October will be our first seasonal event. Prepare for an all-new haunted adventure. Silicium is being transformed into a trick-or-treating paradise, blending familiar gameplay with eerie seasonal twists. As we mentioned previously, this content will release in the same window across the globe, giving you a chance to experience this event without any spoilers other than this one. We'll dive into all the content coming your way in October more deeply throughout the month, with detailed release notes for each of our updates across our official Throne and Liberty channels. Okay. Guild PvP events. Boys, listen up. Battle contesting guilds in 2 warfare modes. Battles for Bloodstone and Riftstones. More each stone will open throughout the course of October for guilds to challenge each other. Okay, so they're opening up node wars, basically. All right, bet. Boonstones. Once you interact with a boonstone in the hunting grounds, the capture begins. The guild that successfully captures and holds it at the end of the timer will get an additional experience points and item drops. Okay, so everybody in my guild, you need to be online all the time. When the boonstones spawn, we're going. We be going. Capture the flag, yeah, essentially. Riftstones. Gather your guild members within a defined area to obtain points and capture the riftstone. The guild that fills their capture gauge or has the most members inside the capture zone at the end of the timer will earn additional chances to defeat the bosses and get buffs. Okay. So guild activity is extremely important. Working together is extremely important. Open world bosses. Field bosses and arch bosses are 2 of the main bosses you'll encounter in Silicium. Field bosses, powerful bosses that can be found throughout Silicium, dropping valuable rewards. Arch bosses, or arc bosses. I'm gonna say arc bosses. 2 arc bosses will release later this month. These are extremely powerful foes, can be vanquished once a week for impactful gear rewards. Okay, so those are like these are real world bosses, and obviously those are field bosses, as they said. Yep. Okay, October milestone unlocks. The following dates are when the content will first unlock for early access and full launch servers. Some content will unlock, but the first battle or fight may take place at a set time later in the week they arrive. Okay. For example, guilds will need to declare for Boonstone and Riftstone battles, and bosses will have scheduled spawns. Find a full list below. Okay, I'm gonna need Garmoth Light to put this on their website so we know when all this spawns. So the first early access Riftstone is on 9/27. Okay, bet. Full launch, the first full launch Riftstone will be on 10/2. Okay. Ant nest. Hey, I like the ant nest. You shut your mouth. Ants can be scary. At least it's not spiders. It's always spiders. All right? At least this time it's not spiders. I would far prefer to fight ants. All right, so most everything is launching after the initial release of the game. Like after 10/1. So if you're a free to play Brook Boy, it's going to be totally fine. You're going to be okay. Okay, November. As guilds form, develop chemistry, and hone their skills throughout October, November will feature events for them to firmly establish their hold on Silicium in the form of the first tax delivery event and castle sieges. We will also launch Arena Season 1. For those who prefer the dangers in the wilds of Silicium to all-out guild warfare, we are tentatively planning the release 2-star co-op dungeons in November. As mentioned previously, we will evaluate how you are progressing through the finalizing, before finalizing these dates. Full details will come as we approach November. Okay, so Castle Sieges won't come until November, guys. You have 1 month to get to endgame. Get it done. Castle Siege. Compete to claim Stoneguard Castle. The current reigning guilds will close gates, bolster defenses, and relentlessly fight to stop those brave or foolish enough to attempt to seize control. You'll also need to contend with several other guilds vying for the throne, dodging raining arrows, cascading spells, and more while laying siege in numerous ways based on your playstyle. No matter your strategy, all tactics will converge at the throne. There are only There can only be one champion of Stoneguard Castle at the end of the 45-minute match. I think that they've done Castle Siege way better in this game than BDO did it. BDO's Castle Siege does not seem nearly as cool. Sure, the servers crashed yesterday due to a DDoS attack, but like, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. The Siege premise is already way better in my opinion. Tax delivery event. This is the tax cart. Deliver accumulated taxes from the manor to the castle and survive hostile guilds trying to steal your wealth. The guild that owns the castle chooses one player to transform into a tax delivery golem that transforms from Vienta Village to from Vienta Village to Stoneguard Castle. The Castle Alliance has to defend the golem against the rest of the server. The winning side receives a large amount of Solent and Lucent and the commander's logistics chest. To win the event, you must either protect the tax delivery golem and Sealstone as the defending alliance, or destroy one of them if you're an attacking guild. Yeah, it's tax cart and BDO, but like way better. December will be the first major update for Throne and Liberty, packed to the brim with significant pieces of new content. With a ton of exciting experiences and adventures you already have to look forward to at launch, we'll share an in-depth look later this fall at what you can expect from our first major update. So make sure to stay tuned to our website and social channels to learn more. The gates to Silicium open tomorrow on September 26th when early access goes live. We're ecstatic to embark on this adventure together. Early access and full launch on October 1st are just the beginning of our journey with you. And living the world of Throne and Liberty will grow alongside of all adventurers to set foot in. The last thing you can do to prepare or review the launch release notes and server article if you haven't already. The adventure is only about to begin. We'll see you in Silicium. All right, let's look at the team launch updates. Team launch release notes, update 917. A wealth of stories, experiences, and adventures are quickly approaching. The Gates of Silicium, opening early access on September 26th and full launch on October 4th. With release on the horizon, we wanted to take a moment and share some important information regarding Throne and Liberty. Below, you'll find a letter from our team discussing our vision of the future and learn how to learn about launch build updates. Let's dive in. Okay, team letter. Over the past year and a half, we've been letting the voice of the players show us the way. This is slightly missed that. That's fine. We've been working hard. Whoa, hon. The voice of the players told you not to put a boob slider in the game? So the Koreans get a boob slider, but we don't? Get out. Boob slider immediately. Immediately. Not yesterday. Today. Now. Okay? We've been working hard in hand with NCSoft at every turn to test this game, gather player feedback, analyze it, and use it to help guide our development. Extensive revisions have reshaped the game considerably since its initial launch in Korea last December. Since then, the leveling process has been overhauled for better pacing as you first begin your journey into Silicium. We've introduced a better education and guide system to help players learn the game, better pacing for system introductions, and a variety of engaging quest types beyond simple monster slaying. Gear progression has been improved, with higher tiers now granting meaningful power increases and more generous reward structure during the leveling journey and beyond. Combat and build diversity have been a major focus, with the introduction of skill specialization for deep customization, an increased skill cap of 24 active abilities per weapon combo, armor sets with passive bonuses, an option to customize camera smoothing, and an overhauled combat system featuring skill shots and permanent crowd control breakers. Controller play has been revamped with improved camera controls and streamlined execution. We've made strides in enhancing fairness to balance for PvP, with iterations on dynamic events, guild alliance restrictions, power scaling in low-level zones, and introductions of 1v1 conquest battles to foster an even playing field. Okay. Additionally, some crafting materials have been made non-tradable to improve fairness. We've increased drop rates in several content areas to help with solo progression, and improved the distribution of lucid rewards across various activities. Throne and Liberty will launch with a vast variety of new modes, features, and content. We've added a new PvP mode with 3v3 arena and brought PvE content to party with to parity with PvP through the introduction of co-op dungeons and the Gate of Infinity, as well as Emitoi expeditions, lifestyle activities like fishing and cooking, and a dedicated photo mode. We've also made quality of life improvements such as clustering auction houses across servers to improve economic stability, improving looting rules, cross server party matchmaking, and the removal of experience and debuff penalties upon death. Oh, that's really good. That's really good. I think the market thing is probably the most important, but I really don't want to lose stuff when I die. Would feel like crap. These changes are just some of the examples we've improved just by listening to your feedback, and we're not done yet. Our goal is to build a world that constantly evolves based on your experiences. We've already witnessed significant transformations from the Korean launch to now. Guided by your participation and feedback, this evolution will continue post-launch as we pour everything into crafting a special MMO experience. Your needs and preferences will steer our course, shaping the game's future with each update. Okay, so launch build updates. For those who played in the open beta, find a list of our major changes from your last journey in Silicium compared to the version you'll soon experience during early access and full launch. Before early access begins, we will also release a team update, granting a first look at the content you can expect to arrive after launch, along with the approach to rolling out key updates after the gates of Throne and Liberty open. New content, skill specialization, a system that expands combat and build diversity, a system that includes over 250 specializations across all skills and allows for deep customizations to add upgrades or even change your skills entirely. Okay, so these are the things, guys, on the it's the skill specialization menu. Okay, I'm not there yet because I'm not level 15. But it's these things. And they can literally change your skills. Blue skips 10% of words. Shut up, okay? I was a biology teacher, not a reading comprehension coach. Oh, thank God it's in 340p. These look really cool, dude. Bro, the skill effects in this game are so good. Okay, so
Kool-Aid Death just resubscribed for 7 months.
Those skill effects were already better than Ashes of Never Being Created. I'm just going to be honest. Like, all the Ashes of Creation people that spent like $800 on the early alpha access. Yeah, that's insane. It's a free-to-play game, by the way. This is a free-to-play game. Literal free-to-play. Just being honest. Lifestyle content. Fishing! Use a fishing rod and bait next to any body of water. Fish can be caught and can be used in recipes needed for cooking lifestyle content. Fishing also provides a small chance to obtain bags that have greater rewards. Let's see. Life skill content, Pog? Wow, many
Kool-Aid Death
fish.
just resubscribed for 7 months.
Many fish. Oh, many fish. Okay. Cooking. Players are able to craft food with special effects using special ingredients through hunting, gathering, fishing, and purchasable by NPCs. Players also have the ability to cook feasts, which provide buffs for the entire party. Wait, that's awesome. Wait, feasts is such a good idea. Wait, that's really cool. Look at it. I'm sorry. It looks like trailer park trash that has been doing meth for like the last 10 years. It is missing the majority of his teeth. And he's really excited that his hot dog's finished. Nice. Okay. Amatoi expeditions. Players can now send their Amatoi on expeditions. What are those? To gather various items useful for player growth and the new cooking system. Collecting various Amatoi will allow you to tailor the Amatoi you send on each expedition, with certain Amatoi increasing chances for rewards for different expeditions. Oh, these are our slaves. This is the worker empire, guys. Oh my god, that's ASMR. How do I get that outfit? This is crazy. I'm gonna need that outfit. Weekly missions. Each week, a series of missions is available to players across a variety of content. Rewards for completed missions can be checked at the start of the following week, and players can choose one of the rewards from available options. Dynamic Event Co-op. In this new version of Dynamic Events, players will work together to achieve common goal and progress to the next stage of the event. If all stages are completed, a boss will be summoned for all players to defeat. 3v3 Arena. A new instance PvP 3v3 Arena mode has been added. Players may enter through solo queue or party queue. The queue for party queue players must have a party of 3. Or to queue for party, you must have a full party, guys, essentially. So they already have AOS on launch. Actually crazy. Literally insane. Leveling, progression, and gear. For players who finish all the content in a chapter of the Adventure Codex before reaching the recommended level for the next chapter, additional guidance on supplementary content will be provided to them, continuing progression their character. Whoa. Additional guidance on supplementary content will be provided to them, continue progressing their character level. So I'm not crazy. This sentence is cooked. To continue progressing their character level. This will help prompt the player to complete contracts, work in the Exploration Codex, or participate in co-op dungeons. No, you're reading it wrong. I'll ban you. Adjusted the timing for several quests to better distribute when systems are introduced in response to player feedback that too many systems were introduced too early. Adjusted the milestone system pacing to find a balance that serves both hardcore and less hardcore audiences. Okay, during the open beta, leveling was sped up to allow players more time for the endgame content. Those changes have been reverted to ensure that the leveling speed and progression will be at the intended pace for launch. Updated the minimum level to engage in the auction house from 15 to 40. Oh my god, you have to be level 40 to even use the auction house. Item updates. These are updates to items, guys, which don't mean anything to us. Okay. Combat and build diversity. Skills are acquired earlier, with the majority unlocking by level 36. During skill specialization will unlock at level 15. Guys, I hate reading my chat and seeing he's read 10% slower, please. He's 10% illiterate. He's 10% stupid. I can't read correctly if chat is constantly berating me. I need you guys to just chill the out. Okay? I need everyone to chill out. Okay? You're making it worse. Skill specializations will unlock at level 15 and will acquire points until level 50. During the first... Stop, guys! Lock in. Just lock in. Just move this. I'm going to move the chat over here so I can't see it anymore. There we go. Okay. All right. Now I can't see it. We're fine. We're fine. Now I can't see chat anymore. Okay. Skill specializations. Well, I already read that one. During the process of incorporating skill specialization, many skills were adjusted to improve balance across all weapons. Dagger balance. In response to player feedback, we've taken specific actions to add balance to the dagger weapon. The effective passive ability of the Destructive Fang has been changed from increasing critical hit chance to reducing target's melee speed, ranged, and magic defense. Okay, so there's new skills. The Great Sword gets Devastating Smash. The sword gets Witty Strike. Yeah, so there's a lot of new skills, guys. These things don't really mean anything to us yet because we haven't gotten the game yet, so we don't know. Skills now all start at uncommon tier, except omnipotent skills. All skills now grant full effects starting at uncommon, and upgrading skills is focused on effectiveness of the skill rather than the abilities the skill grants. Stats. New stats. Critical hit damage reduction has been added, which reduces the increased critical damage caused by a critical hit damage stat. Shield penetration stat has been added, which reduces the chance that the target's shield will be impacted on your attack. Have we thought about hidden shield penetration chance, hidden critical hit chance, hidden damage reduction, hidden evasion, perhaps hidden AP? What if we hid half of the stats in our game from our player base so that when we f up, the players don't actually know and think it's their fault? Like, what if we just hid half of the stats from the players so that they had to guess all the time what their damage was going to be? Then we can remove damage numbers because, again, then they could tell us when we're f***ing up. We don't want them to know when we're f***ing up. God. Precious Purification Set has been added, allowing players to remove CC effects. It is not consumed on use and has a 2-minute cooldown. That's that thing that I had in my inventory yesterday. It's like a little green stone. The CC immunity has been introduced to... Whoa. A CC immunity system has been introduced for PvP. When CC is applied, a gauge will begin to fill while the CC remains in effect, and the gauge will begin to deplete when no CC is in effect. Whoa. So you're telling me you can tell when somebody is CC capped? And you don't have to track it yourself? What the fuck? Different forms of CCs will fill the gauge at different rates. If the gauge fills fully, a 1.5 second buffer begins when it ends, and the player will be immune to CC for 5 seconds. If you're under the effect of CC when the immunity begins, the CC will be cleared. Along with the CC gauge, we've also reduced the time it takes to trigger the immunity. So it's kind of like Black Desert's system, except that you can see when someone is being, at least according to this, there's a CC gauge. And you can see when people are immune to CC for 5 seconds. Which, in my opinion, is way better. That is really good. I think there's already a high enough skill ceiling. I don't think you should make players guess whether or not the CC bar is, or like their CC is capped or not. Player character controls in camera. Improve the ability to move control over your character. Okay, so this is just camera stuff. PvP balance and fairness. Introduce power scaling in lower level zones to better let newer players experience dynamic events in their designated areas. Okay. Miscellaneous improved looting rules to allow more fair loot distribution for parties and guilds. Removed EXP and other loss penalties that occur after dying. Smart. Reduce the buff players receive when entering dungeons through the matchmaking feature to 5% damage increase and 5% health increase. Added a guild tag system to allow players to more easily search for guilds with similar playstyles. Can you play this game without PvPing? I feel like it would be really hard. Treasure goblins now appear periodically in all hunting grounds, with a high probability of dropping valuable rewards such as abyssal contract tokens, materials, and gear. We wish you luck on your hunt. Shikatu is now going to spawn while you're grinding, guys. Improve the scoreboards in conquest battles for castle sieges. Added a unique name to each weapon combination. No, we already did that. Multiple system rewards have been tweaked. Most importantly, we've improved the rewards available for dynamic events to better reward players for the effort you put into successfully clearing. Reduce the requirements for crafting equipment chests and required dimensional shards in Abyss currency. Expanded the offerings of items available in the ornate coins, or with ornate coins. Looking ahead, as we look towards launch, we want to ensure you're armed with the information you need to maximize and enhance your journey in Silicium. If you haven't done so yet, please read our Launch Prep Throne of Liberty servers article to learn about the server experience and how to find the right one to call home. Before early access launch begins, we will release a team update granting the first look at the content you can expect. That's what we just read right there, guys. We're ecstatic to embark on this adventure together. Early access is on September 26th with full launch on October 1st. We invite you to jump in, immerse yourself in this rich tapestry, and help us shape its future. The world of Throne and Liberty awaits, and the pen is in your hands to write its story. When I read this, I was like, oh God, not enhancing again. Not the dark place. We'll be right there with you every step of the way, listening, adapting, and pouring our passion into making this special MMO experience for you. It's the players who make it all possible. The journey is only about to begin. We'll see you in Silicium. I'm gonna be honest, I already feel more listened to in 2 articles of reading Throne and Liberty than I ever did in video. Just keeping it a buck. Like, comment, subscribe, love you guys. We're going to stay up to date on all the Throne and Liberty news.